Turning now to a deadly game being played by some teens in schools and at home.
It's called the choking game, giving kids a high without drugs or alcohol. The game isn't new, but it's happening so often now that doctors are concerned about this growing epidemic.
Tonight, News 5 Guardian Eric Ross shares the tragedies of two Southern Colorado families and the warning signs parents should look out for.
See black, see black, see black.
The videos are all over the internet. The fun and laughter of getting a quick high. But what you don't see is what could happen and has happened.
The pain is indescribable. Your world is shattered.
Christina Fields is heartbroken over the game she believes took her son Louie's life. It was February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Every morning I would make sure I got a hug and a kiss, said it bye, love you, make good choices, have a good day.
Little did Christina know that morning would be the last time she would see her son. That afternoon, she got a call from Carson Middle School.
They told me that I need to get to school right away. And I said, why? Is my son okay? And they were like, ma'am, 911's been called.
Christina got in her car and rushed to Louie's school, where a secretary met her out front. At that time, she could only speculate about what happened.
And I'm thinking maybe he fell and hit his head because they were still, I still just didn't know. And they asked me about if he took all these pills or what was wrong.
But that was not the case at all, according to investigators. Louie was found in the school bathroom with a belt around his neck. His death ruled a suicide, but his mother disputes that.
None of his friends said anything that he's ever made any type of comment about, hey, I'm gonna go kill myself today, guys. There were just too many people that cared about him. Louie talked about the future. Louie was a happy kid.
And what happened moments before Louie's death makes Christina 100% certain this was no suicide. Louie had reportedly asked a friend to go to the restroom with him.
He asked a friend to go to the bathroom with him, and then he goes in the bathroom and he's found dead. Does that make sense to you? You're going to ask your friend to go with you to go kill yourself?
Despite CPR, paramedics and doctors were unable to save Louie.
No parent, none, ever supposed to bury a child. It's just not, you know, it's something nobody ever imagines or pictures.
Petra Verhoeven Jordan suffered the same tragedy. Her son, Jean-Luc, died after playing the choking game inside his bedroom.
What it has come down to is this solo act of kids trying to do this alone in their home behind closed doors. And all those kids are in danger of dying.
Jean-Luc was just like any other kid, active in school and sports. Now Petra is left wondering how many times her son had played the game before it took his life.
I lost my son, and for us it is too late, and I don't feel that anybody should go through what we're going through every day, living with a void.
Both Petra and Christina had never heard of the choking game until it was too late. But it's something doctors have seen time and time again.
A lot of kids assume that some sort of rush that they're going to get, and unfortunately most of the time they wake up with either a head injury, a concussion, broken teeth, broken nose.
Doctors note there are warning signs parents should look out for.
Bloodshot eyes, little red dots all over their face, petechiae, broken blood vessels.
They are all signs Petra is trying to educate others about. She's created her own website and is also trying to get schools across the Pikes Peak region to hold seminars and educational programs for both students and parents. But so far, that hasn't proven to be successful.
And you've tried to take these presentations
to school districts,
yes. And none of them budge, none of them, they don't want anything to do with it.
Nope, they don't.
Why is that?
I have no idea. They just say that this was an isolated incident and they don't have a need to give the students the ideas of trying this.
Christina is outraged by the school district's response.
The way that they look at it seems like we don't want to give them the idea. The idea is already there for some kids. You're not putting the idea already in their head. You could let them know that this is a real consequence.
She doesn't want to play the blame game, but says more needs to be done to prevent another tragedy from happening.
If I had an email last year, I might have had this, my son might still be here because I could have had a educational conversation with my son.
According to the CDC, nearly 90% of children and teens who die playing the game were between 11 and 16 years old. Most were boys. Now these two mothers are hoping their grief will serve as a warning.
It's deadly, especially for the reason of being by yourself, having something around your neck, and having no control up the point where you lose consciousness.
Easter was the first holiday without him. I still have a cookie that I bought him on Valentine's Day that he didn't get. So it's just sitting in his room And I just want to give him this stupid little Valentine cookie, and I can't.
Now, you may be wondering why we didn't include specific death statistics related to the choking game in this program. Well, that's because there aren't any. Oftentimes, these deaths are ruled as suicide. The CDC is currently looking at better ways of tracking these statistics, but so far, no solution just yet. Reporting live tonight in Colorado Springs, Eric Ross, News 5 Guardians.
Eric, a powerful message. We thank those moms for sharing it with News 5 tonight.